All right, John Krasinski here, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. We are in the midst of getting ready to preview all of the action in the WPIAL soccer playoffs. And with me right now is Rand Hudson from Franklin Regional, the two-time defending 3A boys champions. Rand, your team has gotten off to a pretty good start in the playoffs. You beat Knock 4-0, and then you won the other day I'm sorry, you won your opening match against Knock 4-0, and then the other day won. I'm sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up. 7, and then you won 4-0. So 11-0 to start the playoffs. I'm sure you're well aware that the competition will definitely be getting tougher as you proceed.
Oh, correct. Absolutely. And credit to both, and no disrespect to Knock or Indiana either. They came out, they played hard. Knock, we struggled in the first half to get things going, and they had a good game plan, and we broke through towards the end of the half to make it 3-0, and then Indiana as well. We actually had a good first half in that one, and then I don't know if they human nature being what it is, if they backed off a little bit or what, as far as our players. And Indiana was able to get some things going. But with both, it's hard to complain if you don't give up any goals in the first two rounds and you win, fairly comfortably. Then we'll take it.
How do you feel about your team's overall health right now? Are there any concerns? I know when you and I spoke kind of earlier part of the season, you had some concerns even then, but just having to go through such a fast season and then the playoffs now. How do you feel where everybody is in terms of health and stamina, that sort of thing?
We're in pretty good shape. At this time of year, people feel things. If there's been nagging things, most of those we've gotten corrected. I'd say we're pretty healthy. We should have everybody available tomorrow night, and so we're pretty good there. It is, as you said, that it's a tough schedule to begin with, let alone when it's condensed like this year. So I think I know it wears on the kids, and but we're ready to go. We should be in good shape. Everybody available.
And obviously, looking around at 3A, before we get into tomorrow night's matchup with West Allegheny, just your thoughts overall in 3A. We knew coming into it would be tough, a lot of competition. We're starting to see it. Section 2 had 4 teams that advanced to quarterfinals. You've seen a lot of, your section, but just what are your overall thoughts on 3A and obviously, heading into this match with West Allegheny?
Oh, it's been very strong, and especially that conference. I guess you'd call it West. um, Out west, yeah, it's a very strong one. We were in that last year and the year before, as you know. It was a little different. Us and TJ, and now they brought in Moon and West A. But yeah, it was difficult, and you see that South Fayette, they're still going, and they were fourth place there. Quote fourth place
Right.
there. Um, I don't know if you consider them a true fourth place team. They're very strong. We know what they have from last year, and then you look, Mars has gone undefeated. Only given up a few goals. It's very, and the games have been tight. You see they've been tight there for them, like down the stretch. So it's competitive. It's definitely very competitive.
Did you think you guys got slighted by not getting the one overall seed, or it doesn't really matter at this point?
I, I don't think we got slighted. Looking at that, they were undefeated, and they've given up what at that time 3 goals or something like that. They earned it. So no, we didn't get slighted there, and it's you have to play everybody to get them. If you want to win championships, you have to beat everybody. So that's fine.
Yeah, and obviously, West Allegheny is the third seed in this group, and that's obviously tells you how strong I think this classification is, especially at the top. And so, you heading into this match, what are you going to expect from West Allegheny? They personnel wise, there's you guys lost a few seniors, they lost a few, but there's a lot of the same faces on both sides. I think you'll be seeing. And but what have you seen? I don't know if you had a chance to look at tape or anything, but what do you see that from them that makes them so tough?
I used them as an example the other day with our players of when talking about effort and talking about style of play, just as a compliment that it doesn't matter if they're playing the top of the schedule or the bottom of the schedule or of their standings. They treat everyone the same. It's maximum effort all the time. They play their style, very skilled. You know, if they turn you over, it's a quick, pass out the other side and away they go. And they're very talented. And I know it's going to be very difficult from past experience and from what we've seen of their play and to come through. So they lost a player to injury. That's terrible. I'm sympathetic to that at the beginning of the year. The torn ACL, and my son had that a few years back, and speedy recovery to him. And for them to be able to come through that section with just the one loss, even after the injury, that speaks volumes about them. So. And their style and their coaching and their system and their players, for sure.
Yeah, obviously you played in the finals the last 2 years. You also played for the PIAA semifinal in
Correct.
2015. So this will be the fourth time you guys play in the playoffs in the last 3 years.
Correct.
Like, it comes down to sometimes those last 20 minutes, those last 15 minutes of regulation, potentially overtime. You're talking about matching effort, matching their intensity. Is really that the difference when it comes to the talent level that's on the field between both teams? And what's put you guys over in the last couple of WPIAL finals?
I mean, if you look at all three of those games, the WPIAL finals and that state semifinal, they're all 1-goal games. They were all decided pretty late. I can't remember the 1-0. If we just held on with that one, that was when Anthony was a freshman and he scored that goal. And I do believe it was kind of in the middle of the game. I don't think it was at the end, but they're all 1-goal games. They're all very tight. I believe Kevin said at the end of one of the games, hey, they capitalized on their chances. We had chances and it didn't go in. And I think every coach, when it's like this and it's high pressure and both teams are athletic and they're both closing the other team down as quickly as possible, if you get 3 or 4 chances, you better put 1 or 2 in because you don't know when they're going to come again. And that's kind of, I'd imagine it's going to be that way again. The chances that are created, you better capitalize. And I think that's been the difference. And you look at those 3 games.
Yeah, we've seen that across the board, even in the playoffs this year. Watching Deer Lake South Park the other night, it's just 2 really good teams not giving an inch. And so, like you said, maximizing chances is really going to be
right.
Making.
And that's being calm around the net, having a calm finish. Used to being able to do that and under pressure. And both teams have been in about every pressure situation that you could be in as far as in these playoff scenarios. So they're going to be pretty good about it.
So any special? I mean, you got training tonight, and then you'll obviously head out and play tomorrow night on Monday. And what do you say to your players today? What kind of training? Is it light, just getting touches, that sort of thing, and then heading into the match tomorrow? What kind of things you're going to be reminding your players?
For sure, it's going to be light. We got a good amount of work in yesterday morning. Worked on some schematic things, but mostly just like you said, getting touches, playing, keeping loose. Tonight, that's what we're going to warm up. We're going to go over a few things. We'll set up full field probably for 10 or 15 minutes, only just to look at a couple of items, and then cool down, stretch, and just get the touches on the ball and get the mind right, ready to go for tomorrow night. Which I know they're excited, and it's kind of neat. It's unfortunate the scenario, but it's kind of neat that we're at home. So we'll see. And I imagine as many as we're allowed to have, they will be there.
And we will be there as well. I know Ed Thompson, I know he's at the Steeler game today, but he was telling me he's looking forward to getting out and getting some photos and whatnot.
Okay.
Some presence there as well on Pittsburgh Soccer Now. So, Rand, just good luck tomorrow night. We're really excited about this matchup. I mean, this is what we enjoy this time of year, isn't it? Best time of the year, and even during the difficult circumstances that we're all going through, that a lot of these kids can still have a chance to play and experience this.
Yeah, no, it's we're grateful for the opportunity and very glad we've gotten this far, both in through the playoffs and with dealing with the COVID. So glad to see so many games taking place.
All right, Rand, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be talking to you maybe after the game or in the days after that as well.
Happy to do it, John. Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a good night.
All right, you too. See ya.